People say they don't go stop Galamsey.
2020, mining communities need Tuaba, Etia NPP pa.
You see your life. Go and beg Mahama.
Say, as someone now what does your Mahama kaya no? Na ya body. Yeah, the teller. Eti yankoni yankoni for ni yankoji bibini. 44 billion.
That will bring the total IMF support disbursed under the arrangement since May 2023 to about $1.9 billion.
Yansama ifo nyina kwaba ebiem emra dwumadie hwa trasia ensama ekoso oman Ghana mu yade ni nyina ebre herfo na oman Ghana still yegusua promotion currently siam no kase IMF wo musika na ba bedu na ebedu ye no ensem bebre ene freche ba quick one commander edie berem sanso IMF Galamsey IMF demonstration ekoso yebe sanso so awura ho na chama Wontumi ne nkrofo no de nsem bia to dwa eno chi no akoma nsem bebre aba ama Shatta wale enso so ade nsem bebre ena aba beto so quick one commander wa hodie berem commander boko de
yeah the right boko
araje ni poso yenwura nsem nim
wo the right ma me na wase na yen che viewers no
yeah
but no kresa de okan ye no nse Galamsey na kwotwe nsem aba ama ohene ba ne Wontumi media omo asa kopeja asem kese bi aba but ma me hye nsem na sim famfiri ha the right obahwa nse video bi na mabonten ya e cover up to dey di twam kekansa na e kwa IMF program ne so but Shatta wale energy nsem bi atodwa concerning protest ahodo a e koso wo man mu ene ahokyere na o kan nsem no the right akọ amamafo kan so edie e political ya against sebi aban no na the right Nipa bebre reacted to this video. But remember say, him say nipa bebre ahwe de. But the best ahwe biem. Ye ba, ye be din komo.
Quick one. Yenkom right.
Martin, if you want, this is the system no good. People, because you know to follow what they go for. Actually, but you know say, people say they don't go stop Galamsey. NBC people to say they don't go stop Galamsey. You know the year. You know the year. If you say no, then one day no, they take stop. But we get plenty problems for this country. Plenty problems. Understand me? People should Ganesh. You put the be hypocritical too much. Nobody say me. I get boys, fans, girls, men, women where they support Shatta wale pastors, malams, guru, but everywhere they support because they don't say nigga is so real, my nigga. And then they can't play with anybody. We be truth and no go talk truth. Why? Who they are the fear? But the only person they fear in this side is God. People, you know who Mama be. You didn't give him chance to do whatever. Now people you say like Akuffo, no problem. We accept. We did. And now people they pass through things. You won't do the thing like then the guy. No, you see your life. Go and beg Mahama. All of you have to go and beg Mahama. Because that man said, as he did power, the things with me are the benefit, Go and beg Mahama. Anybody go fit talk to and endorse Mahama or I know mine. Because Mahama, those days if he did power self, if be president where they like see artists every time. If be president where he like see in brother Ibrahim Mahama, he cherish like he respect artists. The system inside, they don't like artists have no respect we. Go if you want to go and beg Mahama. Stop this thing. You won't put on show, say you put on fight, and that diabolical agenda, self. Some people get them as
okay, commander.
Yeah, right.
Shatta wale.
Yeah, SM.
Unse senka ye celebrities no.
Yeah.
Senka obi atie gina. Nano kweno waka.
Of course.
I think senko mani nyina ho beto.
Yeah, right. I know there. No petrol do.
Say waka we no obi ba be kaso oye party A oye party B.
Yeah.
Na so yem pia bi so na no kwen na wo kan wo.
Anambo. Say Shatta wale die. No kwen nyame hardship no edoso. And you can oye right. Say nche na Stoneboy be ka bi.
Oh yeah.
Nti Stoneboy be ka ye no right so it say one sha. Oba fa say political. And Shatta wale nso de na dia ba beto so. Ba wonu say Shatta wale kra Elia no ka so one na nado ye fine adam fine na nado. Ya okwa ni nche nyina. Nti right in this case Wontumi mfa no political sa but no kra woman say hardship no e real na enye real. The all can if a woman right na ade ba ko osan kan ya amamfo bebre be fa no say e political. E say na oye comparison between anado aban and former president Mama director.
Oh yeah.
I mean nyina kokoba be see asema de be kan wa say. Exchange rate no.
Yeah.
Director e 1p. Dollar rate no e kwosoro. Nti so mo hwe no. No mo hwe cement prices. Now mo hwe fuel prices. San same we nkwa mo e gina so kasa da bi. Sendra na ye say. Na ye say dia. Ene yense sanity say.
Sir, o my we na ewum na we mremu no. Wo mo ye business. Wo mo si dan. Wo mo ye sha neman ketenkete ne de aka wo mo pa o.
Director aka wo mo pa.
Etu se wo be hwa. Sese no wo mo ta MPP achi pa no ye. Sebi minka ne sempo. Na no obi ko kan se omo de bo kwa be si wo be to ama na san krofo na ne MPP achi.
Kan se bodwa for any employees or more
for education or more benefit. But omo si dan. Wo mo ye business. Wo mo kaka. E dey from ahodo so aba. Wo mo ye sa ne ma ne nyina no. Omo ni se ye koso ne
too bad because meaning one person bia the bar benefited from free senior high school but banks na collapse here no the sika 1 million Ghana cedis 10 billion and aka ho nti wa benefited from free senior high school ni there but the 10 billion nti the bia wo kasa na ya wo ne before shedi mu
ndi no correct
what yes because 10 billion no you bet ma hwe ne bana brusu on kasa free education nye but niema we nti na ma toda obesati complaints bebrebe but Shatta wale there but always mean who sebi ono ne dey no different from other stars no matter aban kra wo so obeka the writer obeka eno dey e one thing
ono say NDC kra na wo so na niema nkoyi a obeka
of course right obeka ti em say yem free ho na ye nim komo foforo
quick one
right ma me wo Ghana ye bosia yeguso ebo no emu esan say Ghana esan eje bosia foforo wa bra aka kakra bia me ato abai na nsemi bai na manfo ensu na manfo bi so we dey e dey abosia ne right amane e banyina ne say IMF ene Ghana Ministry of Finance nkoma o mene ya di afa bosia bo ho no IMF for jitum so no $3 billion na $3 billion no mo de be mai no right obeka ya in 2023 omudi nka mai $600 million na awame mai sika ne kakran na say finally IMF for say Ghana aside their two women so you say you structure your debt near restructuring of our debt now for your side sika bi any tie your economy ne your nyama bi achi and until say yes sika bi and no na IMF for ne I go through process na wie na omo wie no mo say omo my $360 million and no share bosia until finally omo di nkomo nyina wie until IMF at $360 million sign my sabosia right currently Esika ye Jeffrey IMF ho ananu ye free 2023 aba be sim ne no akwakodru sebi $1.56 billion ene esika e free 2023 aba be sim ne ya Jeffrey IMF ho na right aba hwa IMF sika no e wo mse international monetary fund de e no kore obo am wa hye usika sem but sika na omde mai ni nyina e ye besia enti de ya gidada any $360 million ya yeji right any nyina ka ye ka ye ba betwa na da ache ho na ekwan o mo ne fa so ye hyehyɛ ne se amanfo ankrankra ne companies a ye gisika wo mo ho no mo be so mo se any companies na tena se aye hyehyɛ ama sebi ye eurobond any bosia ne sika hodo ne nyina no kwan ye pese ye fa so tua no ye ne o ma agree bibia ma ne nyina dem pepepe ansa na o mo de sika wo ya maye nti finally sika no e ba bedru ya o mo de to Bank of Ghana account na o man ne akwakoyi
quick one video no ha ye nkohwemra o mo de nsem bebre na tutu aketoa bi ye ba commander be san to aso.
My team and I have been in Accra to assess performance under the 3-year IMF supported program. You will remember that this program was approved by the IMF board in May 2023 and that the key objectives are to restore macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability while laying the foundations for stronger and more inclusive growth. By design, the program reviews take place twice a year, and the mission that concludes today is intended for the third review of the program. So let me say that today I'm very pleased to announce that we have successfully reached a staff-level agreement on the third review of Ghana's economic program. This agreement is as in the past, subject to the approval by IMF management and our executive board. And once the IMF executive board will have completed the third review, Ghana will have access to $360 million. And that will bring the total IMF support disbursed under the arrangement since May 2023 to about $1.9 billion. Before we hear from the Honorable Minister Adam and Governor Addison, and prior to addressing your questions, I'd like to briefly outline some of the key points of our assessment and also of our policy discussions with the authorities. First, our assessment is that performance with respect to the program's targets and objectives has been generally satisfactory. More specifically, all the end June 2024 quantitative targets were met, and progress on key structural reforms has been has continued despite delays in a few areas. At the same time, it is clear that the policies and the reforms that have been implemented since the beginning of the program have continued to pay off. Economic growth in the first half of 2024 has been much higher than anticipated, and indeed we will revise our growth projections for this year, once again, I should say. Inflation has continued to decline. Fiscal adjustment is on track to meet the end-year fiscal target. Remember that the government is targeting a primary surplus of 0.5% of GDP this year. The external position has continued to improve, with rapid accumulation of international reserves by the Bank of Ghana. And indeed, the Bank of Ghana has been outperforming the program objectives on that front. Financial stability has been maintained, and the authorities are committed to continue addressing the impact of the domestic debt exchange on financial institutions going forward. Importantly, Ghana has made remarkable progress on its debt restructuring. The announcement yesterday of the results from the consent solicitation and Eurobond exchange, the offer have shown very strong support from bondholders, and this marks another very significant milestone in the government's efforts to restore debt sustainability. Now, that's not to say that there are no challenges, and so our role is to also discuss these with the authorities and to find policy solutions within the program framework. And there are three areas of focus of our policy discussions over the past 2 weeks that I would like to highlight. The first one is the policy response to the dry spell in the northern regions. The latter is expected to adversely impact agricultural output, potentially constraining growth and adding pressures to food prices for the remainder of the year. So we appreciate the government's efforts to mitigate its impact on food availability, on prices, on economic activity. The additional spending associated with this policy response will be accommodated within the budget to preserve the fiscal objectives for this year. In addition, the Bank of Ghana is committed to maintaining a tight monetary policy stance to support a continued decline in inflation going forward. We also discussed challenges in the energy sector at great length. Here, the focus has been on reforms to reduce the size of the energy sector shortfall. And by shortfall, I mean the difference between the collections by ECG and the costs in the energy sector. And reducing the shortfall is very important to alleviate the impact on public finances and to avoid continued accumulation of arrears in the sector. We also discussed steps to enhance transparency in this sector. Finally, in a program that includes significant fiscal adjustment efforts, protecting the vulnerable is paramount. So another important area of policy discussions during this mission has been the expansion of social protection programs to mitigate the impact of the policy adjustment on the most vulnerable. The government is committed to provide additional support going forward and to broaden the scope of targeted interventions. In conclusion, let me say that we commend the authorities for the efforts over the past 2 years, and these are clearly bearing fruit. At the same time, sustained implementation of the policy reform agenda remains critical, especially with the approaching general elections. This continued commitment is essential to fully restoring macroeconomic stability, achieving long-term sustainability, and ultimately creating prosperity for all Ghanaians.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, Roger.
And they said your mind, the Nimane Busianti.
Now, Roger,
Busian, sir. Me say, and no be Casse. Sabusia Bonanke, the Buomaya, Caminu Mienu. Give it to me, I owe my name.
Say, no, dear. Yeah, I'm quite, yeah, a Juma. Yam for policy be me be my sika da bi. Yeah, the answer say ye kwaji sika na ban. Ti say kwan ye pese ye ya. Obia se bi. Omodan na adwen ye adwuma bia. Se o ka se ye pese ye si da ye pese ye kwan. Na sika ne da ho a. Otam sika na okofa adwuma fa. enti se bi se adwuma na be quality obe do on de hia na sika ne da ho be ye but omammo ne nyesa amammo ne yese kwan be ne be fa so ye be kekere oman ne yie wa bra e ka ensan na ye ti ye kekere oman to ho for that thing but we die e bosia abo obi abetima abo right obi e no ho asabi wabɔ ne bosia sɛ jekɔtɔ ntaade ontaade mu nye na wabɔ ne bosia bi a 20 million na ontimi nkɔtɔ ntaade obɛkɔ akɔtɔ but ɔka sɛ nipa na find ways and means empa ne sika ntɔ ne ntaade a ɛhɔ ne bɛme hu sɛ nipa ne ho aso ne ho so hwɛ ana ne ho so ne ho so
na ɛnyɛ Bawumia ne nanado le ka kyɛ sɛ ai unima mamu a na ukɔ IMF no
Roger I'm sure because they say aban bia ne ho a wa benefit more money from IMF a chain this current administration nti come here say obi a wabon bia be kwa IMF dia IMF for so mo hwe say bi obon no be bia kwa koduru any say the wa failure fa no e na o ma ku say we dia asai krantie ma osika emu odu the right say o hwe a ene sika IMF for di man eso chen aban bia mampani bia de engineer che say we mu na abon kra IMF for hu say ya mo sika kase a enye yie
ahyem
na sika no so de no kure ne ye gide but ye gedi because in this case obi okuta ministerial appointment bia twa ne handover note right ye be to abasa ya obi a prepare ne handover note in case ye to aba wie na o man to aso bie ma bibia ye ready dada ya ka tro ma obi a prepare ne de enti mo prepare handover note no afi ne asan kwaje busa se sika ne seba a wo san de ba se wo seba ba ye no ho adwuma right sorry to say o sika ne mra wo nya ho adwuma wie no na o handover note no wa twere wi ato ho dada
say job for the boys obi abedidi di omo dis kan rubber bia na no na agriculture omo so ai bana champ omo dis ka ka ko ga ho
come there $500 million
ampan so asenso bo ache gene de we gene de aha to bia bedidi
ti em nwanwa ena se kura ni writer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia head of economic team no oni to eno de atena officer ya adwuma
dabi
se bi mpanifo ni nyina ni to eno omo de atena ya adwuma omo nyina nam campaign no enti sika ye kwakoji no kranya mianim ne mo prepare handover note omo nwie ye no aga kakra na o mawie mo say ni to amode ye adwuma
ze eno we de I think say nhyehyɛ omo no man dada jefe ne brɛ na so a we say ba beduru
Roger ha adwen omo kantra IMF fo ni say anasa Bank of Ghana director say mpanifo ne ye fa time abedura me akoto abai obi eni ho wo ani adi supervise adwuma bi mpo na abato okura nduro na adwuma na mo ye ne say yem freezes scan wo Bank of Ghana nti ye to abadua director na ye yi sika ne de ye adwuma director yem free ho na ye den abosan de o manya ajawie te say ye kana na eguso ekosoro sa na no na obi ade ka $200 million Ghana ha ye say ebi asa be ka ho director away from that na yenko nsafofo so director abahwa na say Galamsey issue no akwa ma demonstrations ahodo akoso ama dede akoso bebre na esa say demonstration ni koso na amanfo bebre hu ni say demonstration we be affect MPP ewo abato e ma ye kra ye nyadaje koye adwuma libeliki info ha kwa ye be fa so affect MPP no rota ontumi media any MPP fo ni bi hu ni say ade we ya ade a e be ha MPP wa bato ni
ende fa
mo omo so ababonten edi nsema baba tudwa baba tutubi edi amani Ghana former nurse fo ene adwumefo bi enso asema ba rata yen komra
quick one yen komra
na de bombo ye bia omunya no enne prekopa akabusumi mienu busumi ensa busumi nda kakane ekoto aba afei na sebe a doctor for bi ewunu nyansa e okroma afei na teacher for bi ewunu nyansa okroma afei na organize labor perifo bi ewunu nyansa okroma no se asemwa na anu adagyo Mahama kae no na nya bode na nya mfomso bia Nanado da Akuffo what imagine simple so not once, not twice, not 3 times, several times. Akase, he is ready to put his presidency on the line. Now adansi dienzu ho say 2020 mining communities ne tuaba etia NPP pa. If he say na ye so okon kese e illegal mining so. Nanado Dr. Bawumia tuama wenya allowance dia ko school dia hwe ho awie uri school no wa betena fie yenya mpostu obuofu so okoto ba ma NDC na road bisa unuanom a omuwie bi 2013 ebesu 2016 John Mahama ni NDC bo motrasie enfie nnan na do baaye no ana oba class abakro nyina enti se na wa wie nursing training na te fie ni mpostu a senka John Mahama enya san fie nnan baklok na ato ena na do buy na every year mu wie no aposto mu a enkene muntifie disa wuntifie na ukro school ewie na na do abre so de na ebo boni bi John Mahama di ya na maburu bi ano makọ nursing training ewie no sa wa how no na do be yifu won kakra na na ama wo ena wutifie eno na ama wutifie eno na ama wutifie.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, Roger.
Oh, Heniba, is it what you know me now?
I said you're Ginny.
Na me baby okay ya, me son in Yatri. Nurse for the no casse, a former president. I can't want to know my nurse for Tiffy. No, I can say,
Roger, it's someone and toss him, but
Nanado pension or Mutifi.
Because
from 2021, you know what that's Tiffy. And the other former president, Mama, the Wide.
Roger, I'm shocked. So, hospitals, Namupes and Musia. Number one, more employee necessary in 8 years. You have to be also hospital be anywhere. 8 years, young family. Then we say China for the 1 week or so 1 month. Yes, hospital can see every time I COVID by. You cancer for 6 months. In 8 years, obviously hospitals are a bit more accommodating nurse for Nankawasi. Oh, the right over young Shaya. Obet my friend nurse for in 8 years and Kawaya. Yeah, and yet it's idea. Sebi, and this is a twaba SIU because Sir Obi. Ebana obebu Michael na ubana wudi 8 years na still bibi nkoye na ndo kwa kwese de wabe twam dia eni se de oba
na die ntina Ghana for to abama o se no na woka se o nurse for 2015 o de campaign ana Ghana for to abama se nurse for no o ba be postium na wo ba na wo posti bi na bebira akatifia o se enam se we am posti nti ada na that time one chairman chair say enam say we posti ye ntia ba e be posti bi edem.
Right, I'm surprised. I also okase o me ba e be posti bi entimi mfa mu nyina but nkakra but what tell me say Dr. Mumba say nurses are suffering. Enti wo kasa tell nurses nim say ene ye suffer Bawumia na do ba ye suffer biem. Enti say ne Bawumia na do ba na nurses are still suffering there. Right, any o ye failure. Or Hineba me beside this question. So Hineba a more media house will be. Na manager or ye in free home. Na manager for Froba. Na media house na one. Sorry to say, it be a first no problems. Now still manager for Fraba. What been 8 years? Still Bosumi sway in Chauka. Yeah. What's the manager that na wohono? Or no now over Quaco blame on the Jabba. What be 8 years? Bosumi want me raise fund and Chauka. Or no the womb blame on.
Abasa, I think the former president. Ne time no sa no muti na tempa Ghana for say alawa no wo twam no de ayakatua enti akatua no ene alawa no say no am for na tusu baako the tusu alawa no over say umbe akatua no
sa issue ni say na ye problem party say dey okay because say nipa no say every month menya alawa age me ho kire me amedi bedidi nti at the time e ba so mu twa alawa mu no kore na nya bi mu de
na for na presa unse bibini o onwini kina ho opede ne ya obedi
nti so hwa me kore na masma da bia me kan say nurses and teacher training allowances no right say bi aban ni mu fees ni nkofam kakra na allowances no say yem fa ma wo mu a me gitum but de ka yenye ni say yensi more schools and more hospitals nti bosia kora yenye na infancy more schools and more hospitals na sika na yede mo asalawa no yentiti infantua bosani ntu be wie no hospital ni so okoye adwuma alawa e ka se de be ma wo no anka yamfa ama wo mo ena MPP aban eye se bi no kofo ena sa sika ni nyina ye bobo no ne di si hospitals na agenda 111 ye wie 111 hospitals na anka me catch nurse ni bi antifie but omo di se bi nursing training allowances no e convince most of this students am I to mu trim but better sebi so be malawa na bosumi nsia na mai na wuwie na makoto na fie mfie miensa better sorry to say one moa me school na nkasa me ko mfie miensa me wie ye matena fie mfie miensa areho adwuma ni ho better ye mlemu obi a wo be twem because wo na wo ho se wo ntimi nya ka kire se adwuma we me baaye no problem we ni we no ho problem we mi ntumi nya ntima me nya adwuma na me nko but o ji ho akatua di ya ka kire say
BBD propaganda.
But I'm shocked because every mess be a war my name. Say you trouble as president ya. Akatua na obabegini sa incentive packages, sa benefits bebrebe o ba na ye bo wow. Da bia na why kase no why kokoti no. Say bi eye adwuma na ewo ho no emu odu.
Sese
enu ti ne ye ma sa
2140 fie. 2240 fie. 2340 fie. Sa sorry me sure so do won sembeba.
Of course, I hon komo.
Yes, and afi no. currently minim say 24 my year the jump say 3 years no motive
almost but that 4 batches
that time no e 4 batches that time 2016 no am complain say nurses what bebre etifie but maybe am that time na enu sa 4 batches no
omo batches no na enuru 4 no
what you say
but I say problem you
nyan nche de yes ko to de modwe nyan nche de
fa ba nkobo no see the brother no kran nyame ni yenye fair criteria ye de criticize no no matter the background yen for same criteria na yen criticizing the pan fairly better constructive criticisms e bom yetimi koye nimpa but hypocrisy there e boman nya atwom e tro better e boman nwanwa but at the end of the day the maker nyina say he is working for the paymaster it is hand beba right na yen free ho quick one na we dey kit to a short one na yen fan twem right campaign mo ayese na on say maka demonstration ho asem say nya big effect e one people chances of winning election we so ntaman people from penny for no omoda omonna na eno na mining enu gold ho nsensem no eno nam so ama lawyer obi bo ahe ono so aba bonten abeka nsem bebre san say pressure e call mo so no ano edene omutwa mo go ba bia intwa na demonstration ayekese aten wo mu eno nti odinsema tudwa ye beko na yakwa akwhwe
ense ai Wontumi station there Galamsey na fa wo ho pa o and you want na moment defend there
of course
I think say wo ho nto wo
kra
say omo boss no Galamsey campaign
of course
it is a demonstration ekoso na se bra Galamsey ni pe
ebe hadwen
omo no aduane abo
ebe hadwen because baby ade ni free ban source of resources and income so ko twa kwan na free ho ba na ase hofo ni nyina nidi is that among those be so mo force so asi kwan no enu ntie de do mo so mo ma kwan
na lawyer obi kwan na no na se o kasa aya na dodo na ase wo mo ne nya adwene o but first no na so kasa Ghana for tie pa o
right do baby na o kan sema Ghana for yi politics sinchen addressing issues ni gitum say ampa this is reality on ground but as an answer kakra bi ne de time we na you say o te ne ho afri MPP wo akote ne party afi ono asa ba bon so we jama na campaign for na kasa no afedi ase ne nsem keka no o de beto abonti bi na Ghana for twe no rota ngomo o tiri but over anything
quick one yenko na yenya butre na yentie nsemu a lawyer obi buahe eri tudwa brighter media.
Let it be on record that Galamsey started in 1894 in Ghana. 1894. Galamsey started in 1894. Prestia. 1894. Galamsey.
Prestia.
1894. Near man 1900. Now, Jerry John Rollins' time, if it has a woman, Kumkumba, Bebre, or Boise. I never started, and sometimes when you're catching it, from independence to her, the money per se lances, MPP buy money, and not just MPP for the near bread, because from my licenses, like I say,
legal mining.
Exactly. Why and this for me judge them argument or the no.
Na be na obi ama licenses are legally a year so people adwuma. What see obi ama dodo ntino.
You see. It's so funny. It's wrong. Omo the campaign ko ha na tiato. Omo de ko ha atiato.
Omo bre.
Na no omo de ko yisi wa fe omo ko ye bibia wie ye
na tonsum.
Ko fi apolo ka se o se mu dia mo ho buo.
E kwa ko bra ka kire omo se.
Baba. CPP ni no dia no brofo yisu ya no dia me pe. CPP ni no. Brofo yisu ya no. Udi batwi mo ya ke se mo ha adwene mu dia bo ono kwanu no ya bremo. The summary of CPP ni nasa mo kan no CPP ni no koy no me person bia anko daily guide ubanya no chronicle ubanya no daily graphic CPP ni no comment udi ya MPP ni ama nhwe justice code akra ma nwene no kra ho so do ya MPP ni the CPP ni no represented comment no ne
okay don't go
ora mo ha adwene mame okay don't go ora mo ha adwene mudia ho bo. And that has been the stock in trade of the NDC. Patapa into trusum, yampene, I mean, what? Nothing has.
I'm not get too much.
Today, and anyway, Asante, no way, Bono, anyway, I'm gonna, no way, Kusasi, no way, Mampusi.
Level
minded ones in a woman, you will level my bidding ya cratch for papa, a lawyer for papa, judge for papa. And so NDC, the contrast is that in NDC, you never, we are cratching India and France to Yawan.
Konim no kreno.
I'm not correct. Recently, NDC Nika CBP has been promoted to the Court of Appeal. None other.
Obianti.
Men make a NDC Nika CBP has been promoted to the Court of Appeal. None other day. That's what is MPP for Kasa. What is Obi Kasa? And I took about to work as I took about Unima. NDC Nibipa Mapa.
Cadbury member.
Cadbury member NDC. He has been promoted by Nanado to the Court of Appeal.
I don't know what I want.
But
I want to.
Me say no, because only judge no say judge no am de na kona. What kind of judgments na? And even a point time he delivered a judgment against me in the case. Me am a personal case.
That same judge.
Aye, but I'm not worried. Say judgment, but when the judgment is solid. What nyame make a what be that? You am farmer or someone kosa atugube. You are a retired Supreme Court judge. Behave like a retired Supreme Court judge.
The name I yourself for my president.
But you're fair. No, Adana, you promote two judges, Binum, and ye way, and Adentina, yes, you, and I say, Nebim, come on, please. I am on Kwana Mwagana. I am on Kwana, the two gubers, the Professor Jampos, and Franklin Kujo. Bakubi,
and what about the first is a Professor Tinos and wine. No, I'm calling to means of a simple Gibran.
I'm calling
free SHS for new school on by investing. Or more simple algebra, Wontumi so.
Until over there.
Minimum so.
I don't know Marco school.
Minim.
So politics, no. Politics that debada. No, and it is not a politics of logic. It is not a politics of logic.
So, Mama Kabusa for said you may be the state of Ghana. Yɛreba kwam memenda anopa no so kopem se no nkron yɛka say la nana obribwan former deputy general secretary of the New Patriotic Party ewa konwa so a yedi nkomo de afa Galamsey ho kakra ana se mine ho nsem kakra na nura omo ma metia so say mine no ho yeni legal large scale mining yewo illegal small scale mining na say every illegal is illegal be illegal edie ka yenka ne sana Ghana fo ne ntiase na se no maka ne mana bom putuni na ade afra no na se yese o madwuma no man ba ko bi na se nchoni akola bi ye stubborn na me se me tank cafe de man no o se mo se nchofo kra mo medi nkonkonse mo wa na mo ma yadwuma na sei and indeed I am pa we journalist say onye nhwemu onko fraud nkọ research onye nhwemu na wo de wo te asema na betra se ka bit some is here as I make afa japade enwi me se na me wo meeting ana meeting course ana makama no atum din na mse menkasa ana menkasa na Professor Osubempa wo akwaje concession the biggest concession say oje ye no uni chainsaw machine ti untimi mbu ana waton dia ma obi na nipa na ibu wo si wunya ahwe na no wada na da gogo fado ba opambo ho ya one ne be ya asori koresi unim koresi onyae eti Bawumia ma ho nti ne waye bosom dia yan crucify no sabe se boye sofo a etu di senti wo ma wo aso dem wo na wo to na wo preach kire wo na wo kasa nsem no o nyina ne fo ne wo kan so na
woman say see look share abani sa Galamsey semba nyina there's a law a lie 2462 that law 2462 no be ye no omo pasia me mani twa so no sa law we
the assembly
ba efri say
e pass ni ye be
at 2022 sa law no ema minerals commission kwan ema yema wo licenses ema wo mine in the forest reserve what you say now of course na enye mine no nko a that law no so timma minerals commission kwan ema wo twa quarry payabo ewo reserve you know ufri buoku ko nwanchia na say my application be kwamba for so yebi kwamba for crowd the answer go through me my application here for quarry kwamba for the near quarry
but in the anya forest reserve who said ya and so you come minerals commission na forest reserve abokeke so that law no native minerals commission kwan ema wo mutimi approve na improve kwan ba for de me so me de eguso mba approve no so anya forest no per se kwaye no nko per se for other activities but I foresaw say ebe ma yem problem enti we na be ka no nyina no ebi o ha binimu abe wo forest no untimi mfa no illegal miner our forest no the minerals commission na money to me and minerals commission so gina 2462 so ayemra and therefore enka NDC for baba tesi kuromu abe dede no they can easily go to the court.
Sir,
and for the court to pronounce
amendment on blame.
Sir, and they can even file a petition in the Supreme Court, in the Parliament. What you say? You can do that. No, mra. What do you answer? You
that's Soloku.
Oh, please.
And I say me point ma go do fi na say be now what that Soloku bi om dey exam say ye dano.
So these things and now gov abano cry and not gonna say sa law no ombehwe ni o ma repeal it is amoka say abani enye
na parliament yes a airline no now NDC for nobody ho
and in fact I'm told say that committee no cry no
NDC
na chair baba me who say bibi we nyina o baba tiasi ko ye 2462 kronte da open shia
be adwuma no didi no
alaya for no so be wo na nka nkire be no be mine na no wa ko je ne license wa tua ne bibia yipi ama clearance na oye na adwuma no ole ya NDC nti nso no be hono munyai so there's a different obi anya to me krata no a na so no ye ne mine na
o say illegal
yes sensuo yes na wa ko wa japa board ye asekrengwa ba ka tro se bensu asai ba ka tro se bensu asai dia so ayamfure ba ka tro se bensu asai ntakam ba ka tro se bensu asai
o ma tu
chira no ba ka tro se bensu asai
o ko sila no site a wo ma tu you know dam no e no mo
a ya politics
ensuo hu ye den a na mo madwuma na ye den
amara ba ka tro be bidim so ha ye jani minus one and so be sensuo we are talking about at the time when Newmont started here na oye adwuma e wo afisipa no na law no under LI 2020 no Lands Act no so you pass law no as a certain be so and so law now effective Lands Act 2020 of 1032 2020 now abandoning your publication no in the papers no time now so woman started so musisi adan CSO for no time now so as I'm talking to you now my samai Newmont our high court sunyane na obribu ahen versus Newmont 2 cases our sunyane me who said Newmont abama sasim and I'm the court yamfo afisi pa touch reform na man na press for ko bo wo no nyina CSO for no apart from wakam when the team can wasem but this is politics yeah whatever eti yanko NDC for no yanko gibibi ni
44 billion
ni nyedede
4 billion
nyedede
emoduo
munyedru se sa binti ni ma yire be hu be ye dede
yes we are tempting to get MPP for matter 1 billion mu dia breze mo so mo nyam feni
ba akra be me nso kra no we placards no so kra no demonstration won
come sintiase
abashi na akwa mi dusunya no de wa sintiase na sa na baba what you say we dey ayi na no ya woda no placards no aya hwentro na ba tro no hwese ne ntro nsitie na hwe ba ko na be de call demonstration na wo ma chibe no
enwa
ene se bu tro
enwa so we nom de ma wo
na sabi o ya bobo kuro wi apetasi full bottle a day no onu kwa so wi apetasi le du ba bia ya bobo se
back of mo wo se wan isa a lawyer ni no Oh, now you are the most who's so dwelling swimming pool. Oh, you are always at the Wabas or Ghana. You are more than Ghanaian than Ghana.
Don't mind them, don't mind them. I am a governor, they are Kawash and Unimha. I'm a governor. And I got and I saw the pen at Troby. You know, now I was more than you saw. When this forces so dear. Now you have people who praise them. Anything I'm party now yet is Coconas and Tikuma garden. No. Look, as we sit here, your test is here. From 8th October to 18th October, MPP Abani Kolang 14 traditional councils in Volta region. Every see that